Alright, we are back. And it actually caught up faster than I expected. So now we gotta sit and wait. And yes, we're gonna accept. Even though that Microsoft doesn't want us to use this method for upgrading to 10, and the sit and buy software and stuff, if they didn't want us to have it, it wouldn't be available. This exact method would not be available. So why in tarnations would you want to wipe your whole system clean when you have it set up exactly the way you want it? It honestly just doesn't make any sense why you would want to spend even more money. That this free program does the same thing. Why would you want to spend money when you could cut corners and use a program that works just as good and that a lot of IT departments use? So, cost effective wise, I'd say go this route. Okay, normally I don't come in and do this, but we're going to go ahead and do the install of 10, and we will be back momentarily once we're close to 90%. So officially Windows 10 Home is installed on here. Now we're just waiting on updates, and I will come back tomorrow once this is completely done, and we'll go from there. Okay, so Windows 10 installed successfully. I did not have to insert the license key in the upgrade, so thank goodness for that. So let's make sure that everything is working the way it's supposed to. So we'll go into open Chrome. And we'll see what the settings page looks like. So we'll do updates. So by 2:49 a.m. this morning, it looks like most of the updates were completed. Well, we do have one update here that it needs to perform, but that's not the end of the world. Because I'd like to get this computer out the door and shipped off to Florida. So the customer came back and told me that he didn't need a monitor. So that's one less thing I gotta ship. Computer enough is going to be difficult to ship, but the monitor itself, I'm afraid that it would get mingled or damaged, because sometimes FedEx or UPS, when they ship this stuff, sometimes I've heard cases where they tend to manhandle stuff a little bit. So I would rather, even though this monitor basically matches the computer, hopefully the customer will find one or bought one that he likes and that'll work with this system. Okay, that update's going quite fast. So we'll go ahead and schedule the restart then. And I never did verify what so what BIOS key. F2 setup. That's what I want. Yeah, he can get to the BIOS. I don't know what these people in Dell are talking about. Yeah, that actually... So this is what the BIOS on a Dell Inspiron 3847 looks like. So there's 8 gigs installed in here. So we're going to kind of go over some of the... Well, get this off my hand. Okay, there we go. Sorry about the shakiness here. I'm using my left hand. Right hand's a little bit better at holding it still than... So, okay, gotta... Maybe I can prop it down on something. So basically, it's an Intel Core i5 4460 CPU, clocked at 3.2 gigahertz. It's got 4 cores. Memory install is 81 by 92. It's DDR3 technology. So go to Advanced Processor. So Intel virtualization, it does have that technology. It has speed step technology, GPU or CPU XD support is enabled. So it's got limited CPU ID value disabled, and the rest of it multi-core support enabled. Intel Turbo Boost technology. So this is basically what Intel Speed Step technology stands for. And I do not advise changing this one because it will limit some of the functionality of the processor. I'll let you read that long enough before I change it. So we'll back on and we'll go to USB configuration. So this is pretty simple. You can... I thought only business machines, but these you can also disable the USB ports on the front and back. And the reason they do that is security. Because a lot of times in companies you got sneaky and underhanded people that try to steal information off of corporate technology. But as far as a home computer, that blows me away that Dell would think to include such a cool option like this in their home PC line of Inspiron. So I guess you could use this in the home office, but I don't get why you would need that. But you're getting quite a bit for your money back in the day when this is new, so you can't really complain. Okay, so we'll go to boot. Numlock I always like on by default. Secure boot is disabled. So we'll go into keyboard errors reports on. So you can put USB bootable support. And basically if you disable it, then you can't hook up an external drive or a flash drive or any USB device to boot off of. In boot mode you always want on legacy. You don't want it on UEFI because it doesn't always work. So basically the first device is a hard drive, second onboard NIC, internal or DD drive, USB, and I don't use floppy, so we'll go into power. Okay, so here you can also use DeepSX Power Policy. You can also do a LAN wake up. So if you're hooked up to a domain, or if you're running like 10 professional on here, you can use some of these policies in group policy to make that happen. If you're hooked up to a LAN server or a domain. But it just blows me away that that option even is available with this specific model. But good job, Dell. I got to give you a thumbs up for that one. I never would have thought that far ahead. And we don't want to put a supervisor password, because what that does is it locks you out of the BIOS. And you also could lock yourself out of the computers too. Trust me, you don't want to try it. I did it with the Dell Dimension XPS D33 from the late 90s, and it took a lot of work to get back to where I was. So don't try it, alright? And last but not least, we'll exit. So now we'll boot back into 10. All is well. So even though that they tell you online that you can't get into the BIOS, hit the escape key, F2, and you can get into setup. And I believe F12 is boot menu, so if you put a new hard drive in the system or you upgrade it to an SSD, that's the way you want to do it. And you get different options and stuff. Windows 10 is a little bit sluggish on here compared to Windows 7 Home. I like 7 a little bit better, personally. But it is what it is. So we will conduct a few more tests on the system to make sure everything is working. And once we are done with that, we will move forward and get this computer ready to go ship out. So for now, we will come back at a later time and work on this, because I got somebody coming to the office in a little bit for a consultation, so hang in there. Hello and welcome to the final video of this Dell Inspiron 3847 series, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So this is basically now with Windows 10 installed, and we will go through final initial tests of this system, and then once this video is done, this computer is out the door in the Panama City, Florida. So, and thank you for sticking with me throughout this random tangent of a video. So first we're going to verify that the basic tasks are working just fine. So we'll kind of click around a little bit. There's nothing on this system that I can get in trouble with, so as you see, all the menus are working just fine. There is one share on there that I probably should have removed, but so as you see, everything comes up the way it's supposed to so far. We'll open up Google Chrome, and you can see, now let's close some of these windows out. I will buy myself a tripod for Christmas so I can make better videos. Something better than the cheapies that I got sitting around here. So we'll go to advanced, all time. And as you can see, Chrome is working pretty flawlessly when it comes to basic web browsing. And for the age of the computer, it's really not bad at all. This is much newer than my home computer, actually. My computer I use at home, it's a Dell Optiplex from 2010, and that's with an i7 first gen, and that's the newest computer I actually own. Everything else here in the shop, I don't really consider my stuff at home because, one, well, I'm not going to get into it right now. It'll get long-winded and nobody will want to sit and watch, so I'm just going to keep things short and sweet here. So we're going to get out of here. We'll go into Firefox, make sure that's coming up. So next we will... The only disclaimer of this computer is it does not come with Microsoft Office. That would have drove the price up by a couple $100. So I put Open Office on here. Or actually, it was installed by the previous owner of this machine. So next, I have a SD card with a micro mini in it, pre-loaded, ready to go for this initial test of Windows 10. Excellent. So far so good. It hasn't had any issues yet. And unfortunately with 10, you have to... With Windows 7 you got a window that popped up. With 10, oh, let's just... Excuse me. Okay, so had a little technical difficulties here. Okay, here we are. So as you can see over on the screen, nothing there. Go to private. And that's the batch files. Go to stream, and what is all this? I don't really... Hello everybody, this is Dell Limited here. Oh, that stuff that never got uploaded. I got some unfortunate news. The unboxing video got all screwed up thanks to this piece of crap phone. So, there's no unboxing video because it's already unboxed. Okay, that is unseen content that I was actually going to roll out. I thought I actually lost that chip, but apparently I found it, so... Well, between this and getting my Christmas cards rolled out to my customers, which will be... I got one in the mail already. By 10:30 last night. I got another one rolled out. I just got to put it right out the envelope and put a stamp on it and then... haul it over to the post office, and then I'll get the rest of them will get out. Most of my customers should get their cards before the 25th of December. And if not, it might be the 26th or the 27th. We'll wait and see. I'm not 100% sure. So, if one of you, my customers, is watching this video, you... hopefully we'll be receiving a card in the mail, and if not, and if it doesn't make it there, I am truly sorry that I have to apologize for the United States Postal Service for misplacing it. But there's not a heck of a lot I can do about what the post office does or doesn't do or misplaces, or so I'm not liable for their stupidity. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. not liable for them losing or accidentally losing.
Okay, there's one stipulation here with the audio. We can only play like maybe 5 seconds or so. Hello everybody, this is Dell Limited here, and
so that will be content that'll be coming out. Not sure when. Probably this coming winter for sure. I can guarantee sometime in January, February, I'll roll it out. But the SD port is definitely working on here. I don't have any 1/8 inch jack microphones or headphones here, and I don't think this camera has line in audio. It's not that, maybe it does. No, it does not have line in. And so we cannot test that theory with Windows 10. And I am terribly sorry about that. But I do have a flash drive that we can and that will be over in the same area as my, so you can see everything's there. USB ports are working. And now we're going to eject the USB drives /SD. So we can remove the SD chip out of here. And we'll take this one out. And now last but not least, we're going to test USB 3.0 on the back and see if it's just a fluke. So I hope it is, because I don't feel like fixing it. Out of this whole system, with Windows 7 and the USB 3.0 crashing all the time, I was very disappointed in that from Dell, that they did not have a fix for this issue. That's a USB 2.0. It didn't crash this time. Excellent. I'm kind of surprised. So Windows 10. So let's check the USB disk out. And so far so good. Okay, we are back. So everything is working or flawlessly so far. Cross your fingers. So we're going to go ahead and eject it. Oh, I guess there's no way of ejecting it right now. So basically it's on a 2-split screen display using HDMI and VGA. So here, this is a TV I picked up at a yard sale this summer. I want to make a product review about it, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. So next, I'm going to pause the camera momentarily because my web camera is dirty. Alrighty, I got that cleaned up. So now, last but not least, for the final for one of the final tests, we're going to go ahead and click on camera. And we have to enable privacy settings for this. And allow. Okay. So as you can see, I'm on camera. And as far as we will do I hate that when it focuses on your face, because then it does facial recognition. But next, we will do a webcam test. So we're going to click allow for now. And as you can see, we have successfully connected the webcam, and apparently my internet service cannot keep up with the camera. Oh well, that's no big deal. So let's get out of here. And I'm going to pause the camera. Alright, I got a recording system going here, and unfortunately it's not the perfect solution in the world for proving this theory, but it shows that it does work, and it's somewhat effective, but it's not really a good way of proving how well it's working. So we're gonna get out of here. So basically that part of it works. So let's say we disconnect, turn the volume off. We'll take the flash drive out. And we'll disconnect the HDMI. So vice versa, you could either use it one way or the other screen. So as you can see, everything works the way it's supposed to, and this actually turned out a little bit better than I anticipated. So on that note, we're going to end the video, and I want to thank you for subscribing, thank you for watching, and thank you for sticking around as long as you have. This was not the most easiest video to make, and it was probably one of the longest ones that I've had to. And basically it was a fun project. I've never worked with a computer like this before. This is actually kind of a special one, because your thing is just a Dell Inspiron, but this one has some really interesting features that no other computer from like HP or Lenovo or Acer had. So thumbs up to Dell for some of the security functions, some of the able to run virtual machines on here. So for a home user, this is a perfect computer. I'd have to give it 2 thumbs up. So thank you as always, and this video should be coming out before Christmas.